All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Yesterday was really fun. But I was kind of working off the seat of my pants. I guess you can say. I don't know what the term is, but basically, I was just making shit up as I go along. So, yesterday evening, I was just sitting in bed. I had the iPad in front of me, and I thought, oh yeah, I think I need to plan something. So I put together this. Um, and welcome to the stream, by the way. Thank you for watching. Um, but yeah, this is the sort of plan in which I will need to generally follow. So I want her to sort of roll over, and turn around as she does that. So you can see what I mean there. So this is sort of like an animatic slash really basic animation. And this is where like iPad really comes into play. Really useful for blocking, like early blocking, early blocking. This is all done in Procreate. So there's my initial breakdown. And that ball is meant to be the wolf dodging around, and I'll talk about this in my tutorials in the next couple of weeks as well, like why just doing this is so useful. But yeah, that's basically the plan, is to get this relatively blocked out today, but we'll see what we can do in an hour, because right now all we got is one pose, pose, pose. And I probably will keep her standing at the end there. I think that's a really cool pose, because she can shoot, take a few shots, and then we'll cut to the wolf dodging those shots here, dodge, dodge, and then the plan, if fucking VLC will load the damn video, is to have her shoot again, and then she misses once more on the ground, and then she stands up to gain her balance a bit better, and then she takes a good shot, and yeah, something happens after that. So that's the plan. So how do I get from here to here? And why is this still there? I thought I got rid of you. Delete hierarchy. Let's just select that and delete you. There we go. Unlink. So distracting. So yeah, welcome to the stream though, by the way, for those who are here. How you doing? I'm sorry if I don't see, if the strat doesn't, sorry, the multi-stream might not load as quickly as I think, so I might not see it straight away. But yeah, hopefully won't have any issues. So yeah, you have my frame on the other side set up, and the cool thing about sketching as well is that you just get a more natural. Oh, welcome, thank you for joining. The cool thing about just using the using the sketches, is that you get a much more natural pose just from the sketch already, which is really cool. So what I'm gonna do is just sort of also just sort of match the pose that I've got in the character as well, which is really cool. Really got to add some volume in her butt there. Anyway, let's use the FK to get her spine, I think, nice and curved. So what I'm going to do is just rotate using these. I can hide away the IK spine for now. And really get her neck down as well. So just like that. And of course I got an IK. I probably should have also used the IK spine, but that's all right. Nice thing, at least I can sort of still manipulate if I have to some of that IK. But I think it's fine the way it is. So already this is looking better than what it was before. All right, cool. So that initial pose is still really important. So in keeping with the sketches, what I'm trying to do is just get the pose of that of those arms up and running as well. Actually, there we go. You can see there's a little bit of crushing in the shoulder there. That's what this control's for. So just fix up that crushing. There we go. And we're starting to get somewhere now. She's meant to be holding something here, but I don't have it at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just trying to get something that feels a bit more, I guess you can say, natural. I'm not worrying about that finger right now because I'm going to actually animate that in a separate way. It's interesting when you see their fingers like this, you kind of realize like things that you've rushed, like getting these looking all right. So hopefully I can fix that later on. There we go. That'll do. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. Happy to answer any questions you may have. All right, cool. And if you've never been here before, thank you for joining. Of course, I really appreciate it. All right, cool. All right, there we go. I might actually not do that. That looks better that way. Nice. I can probably squish that one a little bit too. There we go. All right, sweet. All right, cool. So you can see here it's working all right, looking pretty good. I think the pose is looking well, except for her hand. It looks a bit fucked, but that's all right. You'll have to do. In the light, I'm sure it will be fine. Let's have a look how it goes with the shaders. And with the shaders, yeah, little bit of crushing, I guess. There's always something, but I don't have time to fix this, honestly. So that's interesting. Where's her textures? Ah, I just realized I'm using the wrong rig. Am I? I am. Fuck. All right. Let's open up a file. Hold on, hold on. We'll find it. We'll find it. Where is it? Where's the most recent? Because she should be looking way better than that, like in terms of just even just textures. 42. What's the date? Face 05. Hmm. 10th of January. There it is. Gumi Bird. I've never heard of Gumi Bird before. Hold on, let me just have a look. All right, cool. Something's wrong here. Where's my new rigs? All right, let's have a look at the I can't believe I lost my own rigs. Seventeenth of Jan. That should be right. Something's wrong here. It's all toon shaded. It's all toon shaded. So it's all custom made sort of thing. Oh god. Don't tell me I accidentally saved over it. There's something doesn't make sense here. No. Sorry, I feel like an idiot. There's definitely something wrong here. Unless I just didn't save the texture link ups. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the previous scene that I was working on, just to see if it's working. Where I know I've actually included the textures. Let's have a look. Inspects entrance. All right, cool. Let's just go to my other file. Sorry if I'm what version of Blender? This is 3. Blender 3.0. So yeah, in case you're wondering. All right, cool. This should have the most recent version of the girl. Yeah, there's the textures. What version of rig did she have? What was the version of her face? I was going to get some information about this because this is how it should look. Like, it should look like this. It should look textured. All right, cool. All right, let's go to data. 40. Okay, fair enough. Interesting. Nah, yeah, there it is, 42. Let's try and find it here. Information, let's have a look. I can't believe I just don't know what file it is. All right, cool. It should be 42. Why it's not being 42 is I don't know. Oh, thank you very much. It's going pretty crappy right now. Just I can't believe it. I just don't understand why it's not showing the textures. Toonface Eevee. Let's have a look at materials. All right. And this is how it should work. This is how it should be. Interesting. All right, let's have a look at the file. And that's going to, let's open this all the way up. Let's see, view, show hierarchy. Yeah, it's interesting when it's all broken. Like, do I have a Discord server? Not yet. Again, something I've been working on, thinking about doing, but not yet. All right, cool. Let's open up the file of the character again. And not feel like a complete fool. Yeah, she's cool. Maybe I included it from the wrong source. That'd be typical of me. So that's fine. Okay, that's cool. Let's go to my new scene. And see where I've pulled this one from. Because this is clearly the wrong one. Yes. I pulled it from the wrong friggin' file. All right, cool. So I've pulled it from the one my backup folder basically. So I need to relocate that one. Hopefully it will link up everything and it'll be all right. So go to my F drive, Black Curtain, production, Blender. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. You just gotta make sure you're super organized. For me, it wasn't that the fact that I wasn't unorganized. It's just that I have two backups, and I just accidentally linked to the backup instead of my my main one. And that should, there we go. Boom. Relocated, nice and clean. Oh, interesting. I gotta fix up her waiting on her, I think, chin. No, her mouth bag, but I'll fix that in another day. But you can see here that it's all looking better now. Same thing with this gun. I have to replace the gun as well. All right. Let's go put this in the right area. All right, cool. So yeah, you can see here that everything has to be in their spot. There we go. That's better. As for why this has still got links, I'm not sure. We can probably just go to orphan data, purge. That should fix things up a little bit. All right, cool. But you can see here, this is how it should look with the lighting. Just to point out what I mean. So hopefully like this won't look too horrible. When I basically when I render it, it won't look as horrible. So again, and even like the pants and stuff, that's all just gonna smooth out a bit, I reckon, as well. So if I were to go to my view, render, camera to view, and do a render, it's gonna be dark, but because there's no lights in the scene. But you'll see what I mean by it'll look a lot smoother. So it looks a lot smoother. A few little artifacts here and there, but it'll still look okay. So yeah, problem solved, classic. Let's go ahead and keep on animating, at least. All right, cool. So that pose is good to go. Not worried about the gun right now because the gun is meant to be on her hip. So I'll worry about animating that later. So in my animation, she needs to basically slide into the next pose, which is this one here. I don't know if I have corrected smoothing, actually. I may have disabled it. Some of it does have it. Some of it does have it, but not all of it. All right, cool. So what I want to do is basically, and this arm will change as well, is animate the in-between of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and push convert it to linear for now. Interesting. Because I think I'll need to rotate it the other direction. So the way this will work is that her leg will go this way and slide that way. And this is what I discovered just from drawing. This is why drawing it's so important. You can see what I mean by when she has to turn, she has to sort of lean into it. So what I'm going to do is basically have the opposite spin. So let's go ahead and do the opposite rotation on the Y. So that will be a lot better. Oops. Make sure that's minus as well. And it already looks a lot better. Because what I'm going to do now is grab her leg. And basically slide it on the Y, or Z in this case. This way here. Her hips will come up like so. Hopefully. Ugh. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go here. Because even at this point, her legs will have to basically rotate this way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Legs will pretty much go straight here. Let's have a look. I really am making this shit up as I go along. So if you're wondering why your legs are crushing, it's probably because of this joint, this thing here. It needs to be compensating for the motion. Like that. So we'll worry about that in a second. Like so. Twist control. There we go. Bringing back that twist. There we go. And let's just pause on this pose here. That's the pose I want to keep for now. Put that aside for now. That will be a hold. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm literally just blocking out the motion of where I need her to be at any given time. And her other leg will also move as well. So I got some twist controls here just to compensate for that action. Let's just spline that one. At least then it will at least appear to work. Fuck. All right, cool. And yeah, it's not the prettiest animation at the moment, but it will get there in the end, I hope. You can see it crushing there. Basically, I'm having to counter animate the twist on the thigh because it's rotating such a high amount. Yeah, that's basically it. It doesn't matter if it is a real pain in some cases to get right. As long as it looks good in camera, that's all that matters. Especially when you're not doing it for a game, because then you don't have to worry about it being perfect on every frame. I tend to do the same thing. I tend to just make my own custom layout according to what I need. I don't find myself using these very often. The workspaces. I am stuck in my old ways basically. But they are useful to just use the workspaces if you aren't familiar with every single part of the software. They help you get along the workflow. Helps you get used to the workflow. All right, cool. So this leg is doing okay. I'm gonna try and spline that one, at least for now. Classic. All right, that's interesting. All right, cool. That's also rotating in the wrong direction, so this needs to be set to minus 180. That's probably why it was acting so strange as well. Interesting. All right, cool. Because this also has animation in there too. just do that. Ouch. All right, cool. All right, that will at least get me somewhere. All right, cool. Now this foot here. Can kind of, well, firstly, I need to fix up the rotation of this one. So let's just start with this and make that minus. That will do. And we're going to rotate that this way. Push her leg that way. Get her foot relatively off the ground, on the ground. Keep it on the ground. Wrong control. There we go. All right, cool. All right. I'll probably convert this one to a what do you call it? FK RK, sorry, in a second. This is where like having some mocap would be very handy, I think. But what are you gonna do? Let's copy all those keyframes and put those over there just as a hold. Very, very messy animation at the moment. But we'll get there in the end. Just brute force it if I have to. So what I'm going to do here, I don't know if this will work, and I don't know if the biomechanics work as well, but basically, I'm going to get her to slide her foot this way to compensate for the rotation. So she's shifting her weight. I've got the plugin. I just need to try. I got the iPhone now. I just got to try and find the time to do the mocap. The main thing I didn't realize is that the iPhone plugin relies on a Mixamo, not Mixamo, on a what do you call it? Rigify based rig. So I can't really use it on this character's face, unfortunately. All right, let's just try and get this camera looking where I want it to be as well. Looks so. All right, cool. And of course, the camera's been keyframed by accident. All right, I'm gonna just basically spline the whole lot because I can't tell what the fuck I'm doing here. All right, cool. Let's do the whole thing. There we go. You can see that foot getting really screwed up there. But you can see we're kind of getting there. We're kind of getting there. And it's getting less and less shit as we get through it. So let's see, what can we do to what basically I'm just thinking of the mechanics of it all. So when you turn around, in my animation, she in my blocking, she lifts her body and then she turns around. So I might just do that as well. So let's go ahead and raise her body up. And what will happen here and what I'm doing here is I will use this foot here. This foot's going to be pushing the majority of the action up. All right. So for now, let's go ahead and keep that foot still. And then flatten that heel. And what's happening here? This has to not move either. So let's just see what happens if I just don't move that for now. All right. All right, cool. Let's just see what happens now. This is still really not great, put it that way. All right, cool. For her heel here, I'm just going to make that literally like 2 frames. There we go. Let's get her knee out now. Let's get her. Oops, that's way too far. I wish I had more time to just do more of this actually, because of course I still got some contract stuff to work on today. So unfortunately I won't be able to like really dig deep and get this completely blocked out. I only got about 10 minutes to go, but here's hoping in the future. And you can see here the foot needs to be turning at this point. So it's starting to make a little sense. You can kind of see what I mean by the foot is starting to push the motion, while the other foot sort of slides around. Now, obviously, I need to sort of figure out the whether the mechanics of this would actually work in real life, but I think we're on our way. So here, for instance, I think I might actually just rotate her foot completely before the other one starts to... Oh, this one's completely fucked. All right, let's just fix up that knee as well at the start. There we go. There we go. That's starting to look more usable. So from here, let's try and rotate this. Turn on local view at least. There we go. I have no idea if this is going to work. Going to put the same keyframe there, I guess. Obviously, her foot has to sort of slide forward as well a little bit. Might actually fumble my way into a pose. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's automatically, every stream I do on YouTube automatically uploads onto my channel. But most of the time I do these streams, it's just me like sort of just fumbling my way through things. So you can see here, I almost feel like her knees needs to stay put at this point still, like where it was, at least like that. As she pushes her body up. Let's just go with that. Yeah, that's looking better already. Oh, thanks. I don't do ZBrush tutorials because I don't use ZBrush. Very simple. I need to learn. I need to pre-teach myself how to use it first properly. That's when I turn on these guys and then get an idea of where I want to be. So the problem is that when you turn on shading, it slows down quite a bit in some circumstances. Sometimes it runs like a dream. Like, I don't know why sometimes it runs really badly. Sometimes it runs great. I don't really know what the defining factor is in the performance of certain things, honestly. But yeah. Sometimes it runs like in real time even with the shading. Other times it runs horribly. So yeah, depending on how you work, you can even have a bit of color there as well. And normally you would actually go through, depending on how much time you have, you'd actually color the mesh in the viewport so you know what everything looks like to a degree. Personal project. This is a personal project. I think this is coming along. Like the it looks correct-ish. Yeah, sorry, dude. So here, obviously the heel would basically break if I were to really have the foot like this. So at this point, it's probably a best idea to rotate. And start to really basically just use the momentum of the foot here to keep the rotation going. Got a little bit of gimbal lock, it looks like I've got there. So if I turn on gimbal and go to my rotation tool, you'll see that, oh no, that's looking all right. Interesting. So basically there's just shit animation. Let's just turn off this for now and turn this on instead. Use this as a rotation. Interesting. Yeah, sometimes you just got to figure out where those trouble spots are as well. But that looks okay. Gimbal, no gimbal. Eventually I use the dope sheet for certain things. Cleanup. I use the dope sheet for transferring animation, that sort of thing. Oof, that looks painful. Let's copy that pose. So it looks like there's some stray keyframes there that I'm going to delete. There we go. There we go. That looks better. So she's basically tilting on the ball of her foot, which is kind of where I wanted to go. Obviously, this will be faster as well. And in a way, when she comes in like so, hey, how you doing? I'm gonna do a whole series on animation. Don't you worry. So it'll take a little while to go through it all, but we're gonna get there in the end. But yeah, that will be starting hopefully this week on animation principles and stuff like that. She's actually just sliding on the ground, so that's the funny part. Let's see if I can just get away with. And then when she comes down, it should be really quite abrupt. Oh, thank you. Oh, cheers. Thank you very much. Hoping that will come up sooner rather than later. But yeah, this is quite a complicated action, I guess you can say. So with this one here, I'm going to try and smooth this one out. That looks pretty horrid. So let's fix this up. Let's delete that. That looks a bit better. A wobble a while. I don't think it's that kind of animation, dude. And yeah, I don't have time to add jiggles. At least in this animation, at least no jiggles in this one. Okay, cool. Let's go and add a channel there. Let's try and get this looking nice and clean. In terms of rotation, there we go. It looks better. In terms of arcs, that looks a lot better. Now it's just about the rotation of her foot as a thing. No worries. I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon, actually, unfortunately. But I'm pretty happy with the end result, at least for now. And yeah. No, I haven't done that. I haven't watched it. Anyway, I gotta wrap it up, at least for now. Hopefully tomorrow, not tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be able to kick it off with another video. But until then, watch out for any content that I may drop on animation in the next couple of days. I'll be posting a new video hopefully tonight, maybe tomorrow night. Otherwise, I will let you go